The film opens by introducing a man named Genosuke, a shinobi from the Koga clan and the heir apparent to the leader of Manjitani village. He is seen meditating by a riverbank. When he opens his eyes, a red glow instantly appears, looking like a Sharingan, and everything that moves quickly appears slow to him. At the same time, a girl is seen passing by not far from him. The girl walks slowly towards the river and drinks the water. Her movement is not only slow in Genosuke's eyes, but also beautiful. However, the beautiful girl suddenly realizes she is being watched. She then leaps away with a light, agile movement, her hand ready to draw her sword. This girl is known as Oboro, a shinobi from the Iga clan, and she is also the heir apparent to the leader of Tsubagakure village. They first met at this river, and this encounter would become the beginning of a love story between the two clans who have been eternal rivals. As time passes, the two lovers maintain their secret relationship. Their romance continues in secret because their respective clans would not allow them to be together. During one secret meeting, Genosuke gives Oboro a comb from his late mother, which signifies a marriage proposal. It is also known that Genosuke and Oboro are the strongest shinobi from their respective clans. The film then shifts to Sumpu Castle, where the shogun, Ieyasu Tokugawa, is discussing the shinobi of the Iga and Koga clans with his advisor, Nankobo Tenkai. Nankobo senses signs of a rebellion that could overthrow Ieyasu Tokugawa. He worries that the rebels will hire the services of one of the formidable shinobi clans, whose power is feared even by Hanzo Hattori, the second generation, Ieyasu Tokugawa's loyal servant. Therefore, to create a peaceful nation, the shogun's advisor suggests that both villages must be eliminated. Following this, Ieyasu Tokugawa orders Hanzo Hattori, the third generation, to summon the two clan leaders to better assess just how terrifying the power of the two ninja clans is. This third-generation Hanzo Hattori's real name is Masatsugu. He, along with Yagyu Munenori, the founder of the Shinkagakure branch of sword fighting in Edo, are currently overseeing and commanding a demonstration of skills performed by the Iga and Koga clan shinobi, which is also attended by the leaders of both clans. The leaders are Ogen of the Iga clan and Danjo of the Koga clan. The first to showcase his ability is Koshiro Chikuma from the Koga clan of Manjitani village. He displays extraordinary skill, effortlessly defeating all of Munenori's subordinates. After that, a shinobi named Yashimaru from the Iga clan of Tsubagakure village uses an outlandish jutsu, where sharp strings emerge from both of his sleeves, also easily defeating Munenori's subordinates. After witnessing the incredible skill demonstration, Hanzo Hattori and Munenori hand over a letter to the advisor Nankobo. Hanzo Hattori, the third generation, does not possess abilities as great as the previous generation, who could command many shinobi. Since he deems it impossible to defeat the power of the shinobi, he cunningly plans to eliminate the two shinobi clans by lifting the ban on war between Manjitani and Tsubagakure villages, which means they will resume their feud after a long period of peace. He does this to restore their dignity as master swordsmen and shinobi leaders. Afterward, Hanzo Hattori gives the Iga and Koga clans a game from Shogun Ieyasu Tokugawa, a game that will be far more brutal and stained with bloodshed. Each of the Iga and Koga clans must list their 5 strongest shinobi to fight and kill each other. Even worse, the one surviving person will determine which heir will succeed. His Excellency, if the Iga clan wins, Tokugawa's first son will become the leader, but if the Koga clan wins, his second son will be the leader. Of course, these rules are merely a political ploy by the government to destroy both villages. From that moment on, their peace treaty is abolished, and this game is to be held 2 days later. Danjo and Ogen return to their respective villages and immediately hold a meeting with their strongest shinobi. Danjo, as the leader of the Koga clan, selects Muroga Hyoma, Koshiro Chikuma, a beautiful girl named Kagero, Sayemon Kasiragi, and finally Genosuke, who will also become the leader of Manjitani village. Meanwhile, from the Tsubagakure village side, Ogen chooses Tenzen Yakushiji, Yashimaru, Minonenki, a young girl named Hadarubi, and the last one is Oboro, who will also replace Ogen as the head of the Iga clan. Oboro has no choice but to follow her destiny as an Iga clan shinobi, who must fight the Koga clan shinobi, whose new leader is Genosuke, her beloved. On the other hand, Genosuke remains adamant in opposing the fight. Not only does he deeply love Oboro, but he also disagrees with participating in a battle orchestrated by the shogun, unlike typical shinobi who embrace fighting. Danjo, as the elder, reminds Genosuke that he cannot fight his destiny as a shinobi, who must live by obeying his master. A shinobi is like a weapon to his master, Danjo states. If a weapon is masterless, it is useless, and without an enemy, they cannot live. That is the way of the ninja for true shinobi. Elsewhere, Ogun is seen giving Oboro a necklace as a sign that she is her successor. That night, Oboro and Genosuke meet again in secret for the last time. After this, they must follow their separate destinies as enemies who must kill each other. At that moment, Kagero secretly watches their passionate embrace with a jealous look, as she also harbors feelings for Genosuke. In another place, Ogun goes to meet Danjo, and they engage in their final battle until death. When Genosuke returns to his village, he is awaited by all the residents, only to see Danjo lying lifeless with a stab wound in his chest. Filled with anger, Genosuke unexpectedly decides to go to Sumpu Castle, where Ieyasu Tokugawa is located, to find out the truth behind this war between the two clans, which he believes is pointless. The shinobi members who hear their clan leader's decision are visibly upset, as they consider this war to be the way of the ninja that they must wholeheartedly embrace. In the midst of the debate, Kagero, who knows a little about Genosuke's motive for not wanting to fight, can only look at him with a meaningful expression, and there seems to be jealousy in her eyes. The debate is finally resolved with the absolute decision of Genosuke, who has officially become their leader, and so they depart for Sumpu Castle. On the other side, Oboro and the other shinobi in Tsubagakure are also accompanying Ogun's body to the river as a final tribute. A moment later, a bird arrives carrying a letter. After being opened, the letter turns out to be from Genosuke to Oboro and the shinobi of Tsubagakure village, stating that he is going to Sumpu to find out the reason for the battle between the two villages, and inviting Oboro and her 4 comrades to follow him to Sumpu Castle. Oboro finally agrees to follow them and immediately prepares to leave. After that, Genosuke and the others stop for a moment to observe the situation, with Hayoma tracking the arrival of an approaching enemy. Suddenly, the two clans, who initially wanted to cooperate in finding out the mastermind behind their conflict, start fighting again, due to the inability of the Aiga and Koga clan members to restrain themselves from battling. Yashimaru immediately begins a fight with Koshiro. Both are equally strong and skilled in taijutsu. However, the fight ends with Koshiro's chain wrapping around Yashimaru's body. Yashimaru is completely immobilized until he is fatally stabbed, with Koshiro winning the duel. On the other side, Nenki fights Seiman, who has a vanishing jutsu and keeps disappearing when attacked by Nenki. Then he sees Kagero, who uses her seductive jutsu to transform into a very beautiful and captivating girl. Seeing this makes Nenki's lust surge uncontrollably. When Nenki approaches Kagero with his overwhelming desire, he unceremoniously kisses her lips. At the same time, a bluish vein appears on Kagero's neck and face, and a moment later, Nenki dies a tragic death. It is revealed here that behind her beautiful face and body lies a very dangerous and deadly poison. After that, Kagero and Seiman go to meet Koshiro, who fought Yashimaru, and there they find Koshiro, who has already won the fight. Seiman then takes the face of the dead Yashimaru with his face-stealing jutsu, and then disguises himself as Yashimaru. At the same time, Hyoma also rushes away from Genosuke towards Oboro and the others. While Tenzin is carving a statue, Hyoma manages to stab him from behind. Hatarubi, seeing this, immediately uses her insect-summoning jutsu to attack Hyoma. And unexpectedly, Hyoma is suddenly stabbed from behind. What is even more surprising is that the stab comes from Tenzin, who is apparently still alive. It is revealed here that Tenzin has a body regeneration jutsu, so he cannot die from a mere stab wound. When Hyoma's head is sliced off by Tenzin, Genosuke arrives simultaneously and directly witnesses his subordinate's tragic death. Genosuke can only stand silently, but not because of Hyoma's death, but because he sees his beloved Oboro, who is also there. The two lovers stare at each other. Just as Tenzin is about to thrust his sword at the dazed Genosuke, Kagero suddenly appears, instantly spewing poison from her mouth and disappearing, taking Genosuke with her. While traveling, Genosuke walks with a pain in his heart, remembering Oboro, whom he cannot fully possess. Suddenly, Kagero stops him, embraces him, and presses herself against him. Genosuke can only watch what Kagero is doing. She says she knows why Genosuke doesn't want to fight, because he loves Oboro, who is their enemy. She pours out all the desire she has suppressed for so long to Genosuke. She deeply loves Genosuke, but alas, she is a girl full of poison and can never live with a man. For a moment, she is tempted to kiss Genosuke's lips. Although it would kill him, she ultimately gives up the idea, realizing that she would be killing the person she loves. She can only cry about her situation. Elsewhere, Seimon, disguised as Yashimaru, is seen following Oboro and the others. Then, unexpectedly, Koshiro attacks them from above, forcing them to hide behind a civilian's house. Not wanting to miss the opportunity, Seimon, disguised as Yashimaru, immediately launches an attack on Oboro. Fortunately, Hatarubi thwarts this, injuring her hand. Seeing this, Tenzin immediately finishes off Seimon, whose real face appears as he dies. Meanwhile, Koshiro continues to attack, showering them with his kunai weapons. Not to be outdone, Tenzin also draws his weapon and destroys Koshiro's foothold. After that, Koshiro attacks again by throwing a kunai at Oboro. But once again, Hatarubi sacrifices herself by blocking the attack. And this time, the attack is fatal, leaving her dead with many kunai embedded in her back. It turns out that Ogen deliberately chose Hatarubi to participate in this mission because she knew that Hatarubi would surely sacrifice herself for Oboro, whom she regarded like a mother. This makes Oboro very sad, causing her destroyer Shinobi instinct to awaken. Koshiro is seen quickly leaving the place on horseback. Oboro, unwilling to accept Hatarubi's death, also takes a horse and rushes to chase Koshiro, who is already injured from Tenzin's attack. When they face each other, Oboro finally activates her eye jutsu, the Destroyer Jutsu, which truly destroys anyone who looks into her eyes. As a result of this jutsu, Koshiro's internal organs are ravaged, causing him to fall helpless. Oboro then ends his life with a sword thrust. Meanwhile, at the castle, Hanzo Hattori is planning to initiate an attack on Manjitani and Subagakure villages and is also preparing to send a number of shinobi to kill Genosuke and the remaining shinobi. Genosuke is seen receiving a message from Tenzin to meet him at a temple. Accompanied by Kagero, he hurries to the location. Tenzin is already there, waiting for Genosuke, while Kagero watches from a distance. It is revealed here that Tenzin is working with Ieyasu Tokugawa's side, and he reveals the fact that Hanzo Hattori's goal in making the Koga and Iga clans fight is to eliminate the shinobi from both clans, who are feared to be the triggers for the destruction of the currently peaceful nation. Not only that, Tenzin has also given a map of the Iga and Koga villages to Ieyasu Tokugawa's side, which means that the troops led by Munenori will definitely attack Subagakure and Manjitani the following day. After a long explanation, Tenzin begins his attack, but Genosuke, with the power of his eyes, is able to defeat him easily and quickly. Genosuke then leaves Tenzin. However, Tenzin's strange jutsu immediately reacts, bringing him back to life. But simultaneously, Kagero suddenly appears and intends to kill him. In their fight, Kagero is no match for Tenzin. Tenzin easily stabs Kagero with his sword. In her dying condition, Tenzin, who is tired of living for hundreds of years, chooses to kiss Kagero's poison-filled lips. The poison quickly spreads throughout his body and causes the strange creature that enables his body regeneration to finally exit his body, causing him to die along with Kagero. After that, Genosuke, searching for Kagero, finds his subordinate dead with Tenzin at the temple. Not long after, a group of shinobi sent by Hattori arrive to kill him. As they are all about to attack, Genosuke uses his eye jutsu and sees their movements very clearly. After defeating those shinobi, more ninjas appear, but once again, they are easily defeated by Genosuke. That same night, the troops led by Munenori finally arrive at Subagakure and Manjitani villages. The next day, Genosuke arrives at a beach called Shiruga, and Oboro is there, apparently waiting for him. They look normal on the outside, but the turmoil in their hearts is profound. Their gaze is not the same as when they were in love. They are forced to fight to fulfill their destiny as the shinobi leaders of clans who must kill each other. In this scene, Oboro, who wants to unleash her ultimate attack, the eye power of destruction, is unable to use it because she still harbors feelings of love and affection for Genosuke. Finally, with tears in her eyes, she attacks Genosuke with her small sword and stabs Genosuke, who seems resigned to sacrificing himself. Genosuke chooses not to fight back for the sake of his beloved, and he is very happy to be able to meet and embrace Oboro, even if it is for the last time. Genosuke's last message to Oboro is his hope that Oboro can maintain peace between their villages. Genosuke then breathes his last on the sands of Shiruga Beach. At the same time that day, the troops led by Munenori are seen beginning their attack on the two villages, Tsubagakure and Manjitani. They shoot at the two villages with cannons and rain down fire arrows, shocking and confusing the villagers. After killing Genosuke and all the ninjas on the list, the only one remaining is Oboro, who finally reaches Sumpu Castle. There are several guard soldiers, as well as the third Hattori and the advisor Nankobo. Oboro pleads with Ieyasu Tokugawa to stop the attack carried out by his soldiers on Tsubagakure and Manjitani villages, and asks for peace to be reinstated between their ninja clans so that there will be no more bloodshed. However, the request is rejected by Ieyasu Tokugawa because peace can never be achieved as long as there are shinobi with terrifying abilities, especially since he also knows that Oboro is a user of the destroyer Aijutsu. Hearing this, Oboro takes an unexpected action. She reluctantly chooses to stab both of her eyes with her fingers so that Ieyasu Tokugawa will grant prosperity and peace to Tsubagakure and Manjitani villages. Seeing Oboro's actions, Ieyasu Tokugawa finally agrees and immediately sends a letter to Munenori to stop the attack. In the ending, both villages are saved thanks to the struggle of Oboro, the head of the Tsubagakure clan, who pleads with Ieyasu Tokugawa as the ruler of that era not to attack their villages. And the two villages finally live a peaceful, safe, and prosperous life under the leadership of the shogun Ieyasu Tokugawa era for approximately 260 years. Some even say that their descendants still exist to this day. Then the movie ends. So, what did you think of the movie? Leave it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you in the next video.